speaking of student loans, I got to tell you this. And this, you can cut this segment or whatever, but this happened this week. So my wife, is going to grad school, right? She's getting her LPC, licensed practitioner, counselor, LCP, I don't know, whatever it is. She's going to be a counselor. And she has, I think, 1 or 2 semesters left. So she's in a internship. So she has 2 days a week that she has to go full days, unpaid internship, and she gets college credit for it, right? Or ideally, it's required for this program. Mm-hmm. Well, when she went to go get her financial aid, they wouldn't release it because she's only taking 1 class, but she's also doing this internship. So they're saying she only has 3 hours and she's not a full-time enough student or half-time enough student to get financial aid. And so they were about to drop her from the class. She got on the phone, and she was, she's freaking out, and I get home and she's in tears. She's like, they're going to drop her from the class. Now, again, she has a 4.0. She's been doing this for however long, like forever, right? And she's right here at the end. Mm-hmm. It's almost done. And now they're going to drop her through no fault of her own. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, okay, tomorrow, she already had the day off. I was like, go put your face in their face. Go up to the school, put your face in their face, and make them tell you that a 4.0 student who's almost done is going to have to drop their class because they can't figure out how to make it work. So she's like, okay. She takes all the kids, right?
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Takes all the little ones, right? And part of me was like, take off your ring. But so she emails them and says, hey, I'm coming up today. And the department head called her right when she was about to get there because it's an hour away. School's an hour away. Mm-hmm. She's been doing a lot of stuff online, and there's some local things that she does, but the actual school is an hour away. So she's pulling up into the little town, and
wait, he calls her when she was leaving or when she got there?
No, the department head calls her right as she's pulling into the school, and he says, hey, call this number and they'll see you. So she calls over the number, and this lady picks up the phone and she directs her into the parking lot. She's like, okay, I'll see you. I'm going to come and get you. Right? So she walks in, and it's the office of the president of the school. Now, this isn't Galveston College or Clarendon College. It's a university with a master's program. And she's walking into the office of the president.
Now, with 3 kids in tow.
With 3 kids in tow. Now, the executive assistant to the president of the school starts playing with the kids, and she says, you go over there. And so she just plays with the kids. Takes a bunch of pictures, puts them on the little lion they have there, and it's cute, whatever. Anyway, they paid for everything. They were like, yeah, this is stupid. And they gave her a scholarship or whatever and just paid everything. Nice. So they just kind of told him what was going on. She told, I guess, important enough people what was going on, and they were like, yeah, we'll give you a scholarship. We'll pay for everything. It's good.
You're good. We got this taken care of.
It was just ridiculous. I didn't understand why, why this was going on, even if it was a loan, I don't think it was a loan. I think it was a grant, because we have 1,000 kids. So we get a lot of money for school and stuff. But I was like, even if it's a loan, they're not going to be the ones to pay it back. It's not their money. Why are they holding it like that? That's bullshit. So anyway, it didn't need it, and didn't end up needing it. And she had some debt because she went through the same thing last semester, and so she had some back pay that she owed, and they just paid everything. It was really cool, but also like a pain in the ass.
Like,
But
so wait, she had old loans paid off by the school?
she had some, not old loans, but she had some amount owed from last semester to the school.
Oh, I see.
Like she had about $750 that, for the same reason,
they were just like, I don't worry about that.
She couldn't pay.
Yeah.
And so it was coming to this year, where last year she had finagled some stuff and she had been like, okay, well, we'll work. And, she still had back debt for that because she couldn't get her financial aid last semester either, because she was also doing an internship last semester. And so it was a weird deal, and they just paid it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's all stupid, and I think college should be free anyway. That's how I feel about it. And then I have certain ideas about grad school, though, so it's maybe, I don't know, maybe not grad school, and maybe we do have to pay for grad school, but I don't know. It shouldn't be this difficult.
It shouldn't be this difficult. We can agree on that. It should not be this difficult.
But my problem is that she had done everything right. Mm-hmm. She had done everything that she was supposed to do. She filed for her FAFSA on time. She has a 4.0 in the school. She's on the dean's list every fucking week or every semester. Like, there's no reason for this to have happened.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And so that apparently the vice president of accounting felt the same. So I think that's actually ended up being the person who gave her the scholarship and took care of everything. But so my advice to everyone is, when you're in a situation like this, put your face in their face. Because when you're over the phone or you're emailing somebody, it's really easy to click off and wash your hands of it. When you're sitting in front of them, they can't get rid of you like that.
I use that tactic at work a lot, and somebody will send me an email, and I'm like, I just go to their office, like, what did you mean by that?
Yeah, I actually do too.
Are you disagreeing with my opinion here? Like, let me ask you this, because I know I'm right here.
So we
really want to run the machine in this condition?
We talk a lot about teacher game. Like, all our kids talk about how they got game and they get all these girls, and we talk about what's your teacher game like, right? Are you getting hooked up with your teacher game? Are they hooking you up? And so one of the things that we've started doing is, instead of emailing a teacher when a kid is struggling, is walking into their classroom and just saying, what does he need to do to fix it? Because it's the same deal. It's easy to ignore an email. Mm-hmm. It's easy to just be like, well, he can do beep, 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 beep. You know what I mean? Like, so when you put your face in their face.
When a 6'2" dude shows up to the 5'4" teacher's room going, what do I need to do to fix this? What is it like? How is he messing up?
No, because I don't approach it like that. Again, it's teacher game. You can't walk in and be like, "Arr!" You know what I mean? Like, you got to have that game.
Hey.
So there was one teacher that I emailed, and so I had 40 kids out of 80, 40 kids failing algebra. Yeah, half. And so, I emailed the department head, and I emailed a couple of the teachers, and I was like, because it boiled down to like one or two teachers. It wasn't all of the algebra department, but it was like one or two of them. Mm-hmm. And so I emailed them all, and I was like, hey, and this one little snarky motherfucker, he was like, it seems like you're being reactive instead of proactive, and if these guys had come to tutoring beforehand, right? So I'm like, so I was like, so of course I'm waiting because I know what's going to happen because it's freshmen, right? And sure enough, here comes the email a couple weeks later. Hey, these guys are acting up in my class. I was wondering if you could do something. And I was like, sounds like you're being reactive instead of proactive. Maybe if you'd been better control of your class, probably wouldn't have been a problem. Just to be an asshole.
You got no resolution for either of your problems, did you?
I ended up being in the principal's office for that one.
Yeah, I bet you did.
But I ended up actually showing her the chain of emails, right? Because he had just shown her my response to the one, and I showed her what happened. And it didn't end with well, it sounds like you're being proactive instead of reactive when I was talking to him. And I said, I understand that, but we're in the situation now. So what do we need to do? And I was like, and I emailed back and forth, and I ended up going to his office, and he's a smarmy little motherfucker, and I hate him. Like just a snarky little shit. And that's why I reacted that way, because it didn't end there. Mm-hmm. And I ended up going and talking to him, and I ended up actually going into his tutoring class and sitting with my athletes to make sure they got the tutoring. Like after school, went into class and I sat there to one, make sure they went, two, make sure he was giving proper instruction, and three, make sure they did their work and got their grades up. Like, but yeah, I cannot stand him. So I felt really good about the email that I sent. I was like, seems like you're being reactive.
Like you're being reactive instead of proactive. I'm gonna keep that one. I'm gonna put that one in my back pocket and use that later.
But when he sent my response directly to the department head and the principal, and so the principal was like, hey, I need you to come by and we need to talk about this. I was like, okay, no problem. Here's the chain of emails. Here's what happened. When I'm trying to help kids, he's shooting me down and being an asshole about it. So
I'm assuming that the principal was the one who suggested you go. You just need to go take your kids to tutoring, make sure they're going.
This was weeks after that happened.
Oh, okay.
Like I was still salty. I was still salty. This was after the grades and all that stuff had already come through, and we were, everything was fine. And this was after, and then he had behavior problems from my athletes that he wanted me to fix, which is normal, and that's what I want. I want you to email me, but you're an asshole. So, it makes me not want to help you.
Right. Deal with it. Figure it out.
It makes me want to be like, hey, sounds like you have issues with classroom management. You probably need to be proactive instead of reactive.
I've had a couple of problems like that I've dealt with in a similar fashion. So in our organization, we have like maintenance and operations, and like we report to different people, right?
Yeah.
And in the operations food chain, there's the production leader, and he is the boss of whatever facility there is, right? But I don't report to him. I kind of work with him to keep his equipment running, but I don't answer to him, right? I have my own boss, my own people I talk to. But I work in this guy's facility and tell them, hey, here's what all the things you need to do to keep it running. And we had this plastic vessel, right? It had a dangerous chemical in it. It was an acid, so it had to have all these special materials and special fittings and everything, right? And it was really hard to find people who were qualified to like drain and store this dangerous chemical. Visitors
doing the show.
So I'll just keep talking.
Your head is hanging up by the door.
So anyway, so I found a group that could work on it. I found a bunch of people to come out and do the job and change this thing out. And the operator forgot to hang like a red tag in an area, right? And red tags are a big deal in industry. You have to have equipment isolated when you're doing stuff. Or, you could die. Like that's the seriousness of it, right? So this, however, tank was like a gravity feed. It like pumps solution up into the tank, and anyway, it doesn't matter. So the guys I had hired came out, they grabbed the vessel, they took it out, right? And then the production leader goes out there, and we've been dealing with this for like 6 months. I've been trying to get this thing swapped out. I finally found these people. They finally came out and did the job. They grabbed my vessel and they took it out to go do the work on it. The production leader comes up to me and he's like, hey, there was a red tag that was missing here, and he had already sent an email up to like the site, got these people banned from ever coming back like to do work on this type of stuff. Like, I was like, he comes into my office and he's like, well, Ron, what are we gonna do about it? And I just kind of looked at him and I was like, you know what? I had a fucking plan. I had a plan. Your operator screwed it up. You found it and you blamed it on my guys and you got them banned from the site. So you know what? It's your problem now. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not messing with it anymore. It's not my equipment. It's yours. I solved the problem. You ruined it. It's your problem. And I didn't touch it anymore. And he wound up pawning it off on some other guy. Like one of his run plan engineers. And I was like, it's not my equipment. It's not my problem anymore. I had a plan.
Wow.
You screwed it up. I'm not touching it. I'm not doing it again. I'm not working for 6 months to find somebody else who could come and do something that we were already doing. Because you decided you needed to have this one little red tag that your operator failed to hang be my problem. I'm done. He didn't say a word. He just turned around and walked out.
Yeah.
So I can relate. I can relate to smarmy little pricks.
This
This is definitely going to be a separate video, by the way.
Yeah. It turned into a thing.
Turned into a whole thing. I don't know what I want to call it. We'll figure that out. All right. I don't know if you got anything else for this little segue segment.
I don't have anything else. When we were kids, I rolled over on the bed in the middle of the night and rolled onto a scorpion.
Huh.
And it stung me, of course. And I felt around. I was like, "What? Ow! Ow! Ow!" And I felt around, and I felt a bug, and I threw it on you. You were dead ass asleep, and then I realized what I had done, and so I jumped up and I turned on the lights, and I think you slept through all of it, and then but it was crawling around on your covers, on you, and then I threw it off and I threw it on the ground and I stomped on it.
Where were we?
We were in Whitney. This is
wow. Whitney. Okay.
I mean, you were little. You were probably, you were maybe 4 or 5. You were really young.
Yeah.
And but I wasn't that old. Like, I wasn't a teenager or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just remember like being like, I threw it on Robert. I gotta go get it.
I can't leave that. Well, I appreciate it. That would have been terrible. Very traumatizing as a child.
I think you slept through all of it.
Well, and I know in that room in Whitney, you had to run across the room to turn the light on and then come back.
Yeah. Because I was like, whatever I just threw off the bed, I threw on my brother. I better go. I didn't even know what it was at the time, and I saw the scorpion crawling up your bed. I was like, shit. And of course, Dad comes running in because he heard me screaming, and you just like you are, and you don't wake up for shit.
It's still like that to this day.
I know. Me too. I was in pain.
All right, I'm gonna stop this here. I gotta cut that segment out anyway.
Yeah.
All right, stop.
It's funny. Thank you for watching this episode of BroPartisan Hacks with Reese and Rob. We really, really appreciate you watching, tuning in. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to us. We're putting out content as often as we can. Share it with your friends. Get it out there. Get our names out there. Also, hit that bell. Tap that bell right there so that you can get updated when we put out a new video. Rob and I are trying to pump these videos out as often as we can. However, we both have day jobs. We have families, so our schedules have to line up so that we can make a new video. speaking of our day jobs, our opinions and views expressed are our own and in no way represent those of our respective employers. Thank you. Thanks again for watching.